Suicide Squad, it is a film that I had a lot of fun with. This film, it exceeded my expectations. It has a great story, and the acting is better than what was in the 2016 film. Certainly check this film out because, in my opinion, I think this is one of the best DCEU films to date. Directed and written by James Gunn, this is a standalone sequel to the original film, but it's not a sequel in the traditional sense. You have new characters, new locations, and I have to say, this film is The Boys meets Guardians of the Galaxy. I very much enjoyed this film. I think it's great. Everything is awesome from the visual style, the action sequences, the soundtrack, the humor. This film is very funny. And how every cast member in this movie has chemistry with each other. Especially John Cena's Peacemaker and Idris Elba's Bloodsport. There's even a point in the film where they're having a competition, and that part of the film, it is very funny. And not only that though, there are other standout characters. It's funny that they can make a character like Polka Dot Man interesting, or Ratcatcher too. Obscure characters I never heard about. But you know what? It works for this film. Now, I will say that as far as the action is concerned, this movie is a lot of fun, to say the least. It's bloody. It reminds me of those stylized films. There's even a point in the movie where I was amazed about how they did that visual style of this movie. This is a significant improvement over the 2016 film. There's not really a weak spot in this film in terms of the acting goes. I mean, Peacemaker is a very interesting movie. I can see that character being, on that show, The Boys. He's the character that's willing to achieve peace by any means necessary. And then there are more interesting characters. I mean, this is like the Guardians of the Galaxy version of the DCEU, if that makes any sense. I would say check this film out because you certainly have a blast. Because this is such a entertaining movie. I'm glad this film was rated R because you do so much with that. If this film ended up being PG-13, it would weigh down James Gunn's directing style. I mean, he's a good director. It shows in this film. One thing I will say is that why is Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn on the back burner somewhat? Don't get me wrong, there's a point in the film where she really shines, she's a badass. But other characters like Peacemaker and Bloodsport outshine her. Heck, even Rick Flag has a significant arc in this film. Without giving anything away, this movie will entertain you. It will keep you engaged. And this is not a spoiler because it was in the trailer. Starro is in this film. And let's just say that I like that design of that creature. I did some research on that character. And apparently that's like a Superman level threat. But without getting into anything else, this film has its own way of doing things. Sometimes I even question if this film still takes place in the DCEU. Because they're doing their own thing. It's not like they trying to build their own cinematic universe. I wish they would do that like the MCU, but I like that they're doing their own stories. It makes for very compelling content in terms of how they did this film. There are intriguing characters. I really have a problem with this film. And it certainly is worth the effort to check this film out if you haven't seen it. I highly recommend you see this whether in theaters or on HBO Max because it is certainly a highlight of the year. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. I highly enjoyed this film. I love the characters, the music was great. Everything about this film was just wonderful. And also, Viola Davis is awesome in this movie as well. She's still the cold, Galilean woman that Amanda Waller is. Another thing I want to point out is Sylvester Stallone voicing King Shark. That was great as well. One thing I will say, Ratcatcher 2, she seems such a sweetheart. How in the world did she get arrested and put in prison? It's never really explained. I'm like, how did you get involved with these band misfits? Nonetheless though, this is a film that I knew that was going to be good just looking at the trailers. It's just, I wanted to look at the film as a whole and say, that was a film that I wouldn't mind rewatching a few more times. Certainly, this film is one of my favorite movies of the year, and I just absolutely had a fun time with it. And that's my review of The Suicide Squad. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film if you've seen it. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.